The forgotten landing. 30,000 years ago, the skies above ancient Earth turned red with fire. A ship massive, dark, and damaged broke through the clouds like a falling god. The ship belonged to the Zarin, an alien race feared. Across the stars. Their vessel, the Karathun, was a warship built to conquer planets. But during a battle near a collapsing star, it was pulled off course and thrown into deep space. Crippled and low on power, the Zarin made an emergency landing on a small green planet Earth. At that time, Earth was young. There were no cities. No lights, just thick forests, high mountains, and wild oceans. The Zarin thought this planet was useless. No intelligent life. No technology. Just a backwater rock dot. They buried their ship deep beneath the surface, hiding it with cloaking fields and stone-like shields. They planned to return, but war pulled them away again. And time-long, heavy time washed over Earth like a wave. The Zarin forgot. Millennia passed. Humanity rose. From stone tools to satellites, humans evolved. Cities grew. Nations fought. Then one day, by pure chance, miners discovered strange metal far beneath the Earth near what is now Sector 17. No one knew it came from the stars. Scientists called it X-metal. Quietly, they studied it. Secret programs were formed. The Sentinel. Protocol was born, built from pieces of the buried ship. Governments kept it hidden. The world changed, but the secret stayed buried until now. In the year 4329, Earth's space traffic was heavy, with ships coming and going from multiple colonies. But one signal made every orbital station pause. An object had entered the edge of the solar system, moving slowly, silently. It was old, not registered on any galactic system, and it was heading straight for Earth. At Earth's Defense Command in the Andes Mountains. Commander Reed stood in front of a giant screen. He was calm, sharp-eyed, and known for thinking fast under pressure. "What are we looking at?" he asked. "Unidentified vessel," a young analyst said. "No known tech pattern. Estimated to be over 30,000 years old, based on surface decay." Reed narrowed his eyes. "And it's coming here?" "Yes, sir." "Direct course to Sector 17? Reed's stomach tightened. That was the exact location where the buried ship had been found centuries ago. He gave the order instantly. "Scramble recon. Drones. Wake the Sentinel net. I want eyes on that site now." Far above Earth, beyond the moon's orbit, a strange ship drifted through the darkness. It was smaller than before, worn from time and space. Inside, 3 Zarin warriors prepared for descent. They were tall, thin, with skin like silver stone and glowing eyes. Their leader, Vor, placed a clawed hand on the console. "After all these ages, we finally return," he said. Another one growled. "Will the ship respond?" "It must. It is ours. It remembers our blood." They did not know Earth had changed. They did not know what had grown above their forgotten landing. At that very moment, hidden deep underground, something stirred. In a chamber built centuries ago by human scientists, the Sentinel core came to life. It was a hybrid of human and alien tech, powered by what was left of the ship's systems. Red lights flickered. Data flowed. An ancient voice whispered through the speakers. "Foreign presence detected. Guardian protocol activating." Back on the surface, Reed arrived at Sector 17 in a fast-drop aircraft. He stepped out onto a landing platform near the buried ship's perimeter, where a hidden research base was built long ago. The wind was cold. The land was quiet. But tension hung heavy in the air. A technician ran to him. "Sir, sensors are spiking. Something is reacting below. Energy signatures alien." Reed didn't blink. "It's waking up." He looked at the dark hills surrounding. The site. Somewhere out there, the past was returning, and Earth was not going to greet it kindly. They landed in shadows. The alien ship didn't come with noise. It didn't fire weapons. It didn't even show up on most scans. It moved like a ghost through the upper atmosphere, hidden behind layers of stealth tech older than Earth's oldest satellite dot at night. Over the dark forests near Sector 17, the Zarin ship broke through the clouds. Its surface was cracked and scarred, but still strong. It hovered silently above the Earth, before slowly lowering behind the hills dot to nearby observers. It looked like a shadow falling into another shadow unseen, unnoticed dot, but the Earth was watching. Inside the hidden control room of the Sentinel base, Commander Reed stared at the screen. Red dots flashed across the map, each one a movement signal. Tiny bursts of heat. Unnatural shadows. Something had landed. Are we sure it's not just wildlife? An officer asked. Reed shook his head. That's not a bear. Those are precision steps. 4 life forms, moving in a search pattern. The room fell silent. Everyone knew the buried alien ship had been quiet for centuries. Now it was calling its creators back. But the question was, did Earth still own it? Or not? Reed tapped the table. Send in Ghost Team 1. I want eyes on whatever's crawling. Over my sight. Miles away, in the black trees of the forest, 4 alien forms moved quickly but carefully. Their tall, armored bodies blended into the dark. They scanned the area with glowing lenses, checking energy pulses and temperature drops. One of them stopped and placed his clawed hand on the ground. This is it, he said in a low voice. The ship is beneath us. We can feel it. Another, Zarin warrior, the youngest of the group, looked around. But there are structures here, signs of intelligent life. Vor, the leader, narrowed his eyes. Primitive, maybe. Unaware. It doesn't matter. We take what is ours and leave. They didn't realize they were already being watched above them. In the treetops, a camouflaged human soldier lay hidden eyes behind smart goggles, rifle silent in his grip. He pressed a button on his suit and whispered, Ghost 1 to base. Visual contact with 4 unknowns. Not human. Not any known ally. Back at Sentinel base, the data streamed in. Commander Reed leaned closer to the screen. Get me a DNA scan. Seconds later, the computer responded. Species. Unknown match. 84% with X-metal biological markers conclusion. They're the original creators. Reed stood up. So, they finally came back. Inside the underground vault, the ancient ship Karathum was still asleep. But the moment the Zarin stepped closer above ground, something deep inside the core pulse lights blinked. Old codes ran again. Then, slowly, the central orb at the heart of the ship glowed blue and spoke in a calm, human-coded voice. Original creators detected, but Earth is now primary authority. Defensive awakening protocol activated. Suddenly, the ground shook. The Zarin froze. From beneath the Earth. Mechanical growls echoed. The trees shook. A hidden panel opened in the hillside, and from it emerged something terrifying. A sentinel guardian, 20 feet tall, armored in silver and black. Its chest glowed with Earth's flag, merged with an alien symbol. The Zarin stared, shocked. That wasn't ours, one of them whispered. It was built, Vor growled, by something else. The machine aimed its weapons and locked onto them. Before the Guardian could fire, smoke grenades dropped from the trees. Boom. Flash! A human strike team surrounded the Zarin in seconds fast, silent, trained, hands up. One of them yelled. The youngest alien tried to run, but was hit with an electric charge and collapsed. The others didn't resist. They knew they were outnumbered. OUTMATCHE. Commander Reed's voice crackled through the comms. Bring one in, let the others go. A soldier asked, "Sir, why let them go?" Reed's voice was cold. "Because I want them to carry a message home. Earth isn't their dumping ground anymore." As the strike team vanished into the forest, with one alien in custody, the others crawled back to their ship, silent, shaken. They had come in shadows, but now they had seen what Earth had become. And fear had just begun to grow in their hearts. The Guardians awakened, deep below Sector 17. Inside a chamber forgotten by most of the world, the lights came alive. The air grew warm. Screens turned on, showing strange alien symbols mixed with human code. In the center of the room stood a massive black sphere, the core of Sentinel Prime, humanity's most guarded secret dot. It was built around the heart of the ancient alien warship, Karathun, using alien tech, but reprogrammed with Terran protocols. For centuries, it had slept. But now, the presence of its original makers had triggered an awakening. Creator signatures detected, the AI voice announced. Earth Defense Protocol is primary. Weapons systems on standby. The Guardians were waking up. Commander Reed stood at the viewing platform of the underground base, watching the sphere pulse with light. Engineers and soldiers moved quickly around him. Alarm sirens glowed, but remained silent. A senior technician turned toward him. "Sir, the core is responding to external Zarin DNA. It's activating Guardian units, 1 through 7. Red nodded. "Good. Let them know Earth still remembers." Back on the surface, the forest was quiet again. But underground, 7 armored giants stepped out of long-forgotten bays. These weren't normal machines. They were Guardians, humanity's last line of defense. They stood 25 feet tall, powered by alien energy, controlled by a hybrid intelligence half Earthborn, half alien designed. Their black metal plating shimmered as new energy flowed into them. One of them opened its glowing eyes and spoke. "Orders?" Commander Reed looked down through the glass wall and answered calmly. "Protect Earth. Neutralize any threat to the core. The creators no longer own this world." The Guardians turned in perfect sync and marched toward the surface. Meanwhile, inside a high-security chamber, one of the captured Zarin sat chained in a containment field. He looked around the human base with quiet disbelief. Everything was too advanced. The power levels, the command structure, it was all wrong. Earth was supposed to be a primitive planet. He spoke in a rough voice. "What have you done with our ship?" Reed stepped into the room, arms folded. "We didn't steal it. We survived it. We studied it. We evolved. It belongs to Earth now." The Zarin narrowed his glowing eyes. "You tampered with sacred technology." Reed replied coldly. "You left it behind like trash. We turned it into a sword." Far away, the remaining Zarin reached their ship in silence. Vor was angry, furious, not because of defeat, but because of shock. "These humans, they use our systems. They've reprogrammed our ship." Another warrior added, "And that machine, the Guardian, it wasn't alien. It followed human orders." Vor turned toward space, looking up at the stars. "If Earth has truly awakened the ship, then they may be more dangerous than we thought." In orbit, satellites around Earth repositioned. Silent defense weapons, once hidden, began to power up. Earth wasn't taking chances. The moment aliens returned to reclaim what was once theirs, the planet responded like a living beast preparing for war. Inside the buried ship's control chamber, the core whispered again. Foreign threat confirmed. Terran AI has full control. Ship no longer recognizes original command structure. Lockdown initiated. With a burst of light, a new code was written deep into the ship's systems. Earth is Guardian Dot, as the Guardians stood near the surface silent, watching the first beams of sunlight broke through the clouds. The war had not begun yet. Earth was ready. And this time, It was not the same helpless planet. It had guardians now. Echoes of war. Vor stood inside the Zeran scout vessel, pacing. His silver claws tapped the floor in frustration. In front of him, a projection of Earth rotated slowly, glowing with thousands of human-built satellites, defense arrays, and orbital stations. This was supposed to be easy, he growled. Recover the ship. Leave. But now he knew the truth. Earth had changed. His second-in-command, a shorter Zeran with a damaged arm, stepped forward. The ship no longer answers our code. It has accepted Earth's authority. Vor turned sharply. Unacceptable. Prepare the assault team. We will take back what is ours forcefully. The ship's engines powered up again. In orbit, small Zeran warships began uncloaking. Dozens of them dot back on Earth. Commander Reed walked into the underground war room. Large screens showed images. From orbit Zeran ships forming an attack pattern. Looks like they're done hiding. One officer muttered. Reed replied, "Good, so are we." He turned toward the room full of officers, tacticians, and field commanders. 30,000 years ago, they left this world. They thought nothing would grow here. They forgot Earth, but we didn't forget their technology. We built upon it. We built guardians, and now we defend. He raised his voice. Deploy orbital shields. Bring the sky cannons online. Prepare the Sentinel Guardians for ground defense. Earth does not kneel. Above the planet, explosions echoed as Earth's orbital weapons activated. Blue energy shields stretched over major cities. Lasers and ion blasts fired at incoming alien. Vessels. A few were destroyed before they could reach the atmosphere, but some made it through in the forests near. Sector 17, Zeran drop pods smashed into the ground like comets. The soil shook. Trees fell. From the metal shells, tall armored aliens stepped out, armed with plasma blades and energy rifles. But they were not alone for long. From the hills, the Guardians walked forward, each one shining with blue earth-coated. Lights, each step heavy with purpose. Their eyes glowed as they scanned the intruders. A Zeran warrior stepped forward and shouted, "This land belongs to us." A Guardian raised its arm and responded in a deep voice, "You abandoned it. Earth remembers." Then the battle began. The ground shook with every explosion. Trees burned. Smoke filled the sky. Zeran warriors fought with ancient techniques, fast, strong, precise. But the Guardians fought smarter. Their armor could take heavy hits. Their systems predicted Zeran movements. And each Guardian had a human pilot linked. Through neural sync, trained for this very day. One by one, the alien invaders fell in orbit. Earth's new battle fleet arrived ships, crafted using parts of the ancient starship's recovered tech. They didn't match Zeran elegance, but they were deadly, efficient, and brutal. The lead Terran ship sent a broadcast across open frequencies. To all hostile alien vessels, this is Earth. You are trespassing. Leave. Or be removed. Back. In the Zeran command ship, Vor watched the live feed his soldiers losing on the ground. Ships falling from the sky. He couldn't believe it. How did they grow so fast? He whispered, "How did we let this happen?" A whisper came from his ship's AI, "Because you never looked back." Vor clenched his fists. "Send the last wave. We take the core by force." On Earth, the last Zeran push began. Dozens of aliens charged toward the buried ship, desperate to reach what they believed was still theirs. Commander Reed stood at the outer barrier, weapon in hand, armor shining. Behind him, Guardians stood like giants. He watched the enemies come closer, then gave the order. Defend the line. Earth holds. Gunfire erupted. Plasma burned the sky. The Guardians charged forward like Titans. And above it all, the buried. Ship pulsed again, its voice rising for all to hear. Earth is home. Earth is guardian. Unauthorized presence will be erased. The battle would not last long, but the galaxy would remember the day the Zarin returned. And Earth answered with fire. Earth doesn't kneel. The skies above Earth were torn with fire. Zarin warships, sleek and ancient, burned as Terran cannons ripped through their hulls. In orbit, Earth's defense grid was no longer silent. Massive railguns launched titanium core slugs at speeds too fast for the eye to follow. Blinding lights danced in the dark above the planet, but the real war was now on the ground dot in the forest near Sector 17. 100 Zarin warriors moved like shadows, fast, brutal, determined. Their goal was clear: reach the buried starship, core and retake control. They didn't expect Earth to stand in their way. Commander Reed stood at the front line, breathing slowly behind his black helmet. His armor hung charged with Earth's most advanced exotech. Around him stood the Sentinel Guardians, tall and silent, scanning every direction. The enemy was coming. He raised his voice through the comms. Hold the line. This is not just about a ship. This is about Earth. No one replied. They didn't need to. Within seconds, the Zarin charged from the smoke screaming in their ancient tongue, plasma weapons glowing. But Earth responded with steel. The Guardians moved like titans. Their heavy feet crushed the ground as they met the Zarin in close combat. Massive fists slammed down. Shield walls rose. Humans fought beside their machines, shoulder to shoulder, never breaking formation. Reed ducked under a plasma blade and fired his rifle straight into a charging alien's chest. The alien fell, but 3 more took its place. A Guardian raised its energy cannon and fired a pulse beam that tore through a line of enemies. One shouted, "Retreat!" But the others pushed on. Reed growled, "They're not here to fight. They're here to die for a ship they no longer understand." Far underground, the core of Karathun pulsed brighter than ever before. Its systems were fully active now, powered by Earth's technology and protected by Earth's command. The ancient AI spoke again, former creators approaching central node. Warning, this vessel now belongs to Earth. All unauthorized actions will be terminated. Then, the ship rose. The ground above the site cracked. Steel pushed upward. From the heart of Sector 17, the buried starship, fully awakened, emerged through stone and soil, floating slowly, its metal surface glowing with human-made. Lights and Earth's blue flag imprinted across the hull. Zarin warriors stopped in place, stunned.vo.rr. Watching from a nearby ridge, couldn't believe his eyes. It listens to them? One of his generals whispered, "It doesn't belong to us anymore." A deep hum filled the air. The ship scanned the battlefield and focused on the Zarin fighters. Then, using a new protocol, it broadcasted a message not in alien code, but in clear, human language. This vessel recognizes the Guardians of Earth as rightful stewards. Step back or be neutralized. The Zarin hesitated, but Vor roared, "We built it. We commanded it. Destroy them." He ran forward, blade raised high, his soldiers following behind him in a last desperate wave. But Earth was ready. All Guardians, powered up at once, glowing from within. Each of them activated their final protocol: strength, speed, and weapon systems at full charge. Reed stepped forward, past the front line, and faced Vor directly. "You should have come with peace." Raised his arm and pointed forward. "Earth doesn't kneel." With that order, the final strike began. Flashes of fire, roars of metal, screams and energy blasts filled the air. The Zarin fought hard, but they were outmatched, outnumbered, and outplanned. One by one, they fell. The Earth held the line, and the Guardians proved why humanity was no longer the weak species left behind. When the smoke cleared, only one Zarin ship remained in orbit. It turned silently and jumped to hyperspace. Back on the surface, the battlefield was quiet. Bodies lay still. The Guardians powered down. The war was over. Reed removed his helmet, sweat on his brow, and looked at the rising sun. They forgot us, but we never forgot what they left behind. We are the Guardians now. The battlefield near Sector 17 was quiet now. Smoke still rose from broken trees and burning metal, but no enemy remained. The soil, once untouched, now carried the marks of war craters, crushed ground and deep scars. But standing tall in the center was Earth's greatest symbol of power, the awakened starship Carathun, now shining with the blue lights of its new masters. Commander Reed stood near the ship's landing platform, his armor scorched, but his eyes steady. Beside him, one of the Sentinel Guardians knelt, scanning the field. Its systems were calm. Its weapons powered down. The battle was over, but something far greater had just begun. Inside the recovered ship, engineers and AI specialists worked quietly. The core had accepted Earth's control fully now. All alien code had been rewritten. A new message was encoded into its navigation systems, visible to anyone who would dare scan it from space. Property of Earth, protected by the Guardians. Trespassers will not be forgiven. In the command room, one human technician looked up. "Sir," he said to Reed over comms, "the ship's broadcast has reached beyond the system. Multiple alien species have heard it already." Reed nodded. "Let them listen. Let them know Earth speaks now." Across the galaxy, various species received the message. On distant stations and grand alien halls, they played the transmission in silence. Some laughed, some panicked, and some those who knew the Zarin simply stared, realizing what it meant. Earth had survived. Earth had adapted. Earth had claimed ancient power. And 1.vo.RR, leader of the Zarin assault, sat broken and silent inside a prisoner transport cell on Earth's moon base. His armor was stripped. His pride was gone. A young human guard walked past and paused. "You thought we were nothing," the guard said. "Now your warship flies our flag." Vor didn't answer. He simply turned away, shamed by the truth. Back on Earth, as the sun set over the hills of Sector 17, a ceremony was held. The Guardians stood in a wide circle. Soldiers, civilians, and world leaders gathered. Flags flew. People cheered. Commander Reed stepped onto a platform and addressed the world. For 30,000 years, that ship slept beneath our soil. Its creators forgot it. They forgot this planet. They forgot us. He looked to the sky, but we didn't forget. We learned. We grew stronger. We became the guardians of something ancient. And now, something greater. He paused. Then, with calm certainty, he said the words that would echo through space for generations. "We are the Guardians now." The crowd stood in silence. Then applause erupted. A new age had begun. Far above, Carathun hovered silently, reborn, not as a weapon of conquest, but as a symbol of Earth's rise. It moved slowly into orbit, escorted by the Terran fleet. And from that day forward, any who looked toward Earth from the stars would see a message burned in light. This world kneels to no one. This world remembers. This world protects. This is Earth, the end.